As many of you guys probably already know, a massive severe weather outbreak and large winter storm are going to be impacting a certain portion of the United States soon. So today we're going to be giving you all the newest information and details on those threats. So let's go ahead and get right into it. This is the Storm Prediction Center outlook here for Sunday. We can see they've highlighted a slight risk of severe weather across portions of extreme southwest Tennessee, western Mississippi, southeast Arkansas, northern and central Louisiana, and extreme east central Texas. This will likely be mostly a wind and hail threat, but we cannot rule out a couple isolated tornadoes embedded in our line of storms that we're expecting to develop, especially across parts of Louisiana and Texas. So taking a deeper look at that severe weather threat here, if we go ahead and play things out on the RGEM model, we can see that we are expecting some rain showers to get going here by Saturday night into early Sunday morning, and we could end up seeing some thunderstorms as we go later into Sunday afternoon here. By 1 p.m., we could be definitely dealing with some large hail and isolated tornadoes across sections of Arkansas, Louisiana, and southeast Texas. And then this will eventually develop into a line of storms, mostly bringing a big-time damaging wind threat to parts of the lower Mississippi Valley as our ice and winter storms continue to ravage the north-central United States. Now, by 4 p.m., the damaging wind threat likely increases even further. We may honestly end up seeing an upgrade to an enhanced risk of severe weather if model trends continue to look like this. It's looking very concerning as of right now, especially again for parts of Mississippi and Louisiana there for a damaging wind threat. But even going all the way into Sunday night into Monday morning, we could still be dealing with damaging winds and large hail across sections of Alabama, Georgia, and South Carolina, so we may see another risk from the Storm Prediction Center for that. Now, this will eventually sweep off the shore here, but it's not going to be until Monday afternoon until that happens likely, and even then we could end up still seeing some rain showers there on the East Coast, so make sure to look out for that. Now, this is the GFS model's look at what we're expecting here for the winter storm. We can see that by Saturday night into Sunday morning here, we're dealing with a massive ice storm stretching from portions of central Missouri back into parts of central Kansas. Obviously, north of there, we've got our snow. South of there, we got rain building. And then by the time we get into Sunday afternoon here, that really expands further. We're going to be talking about heavy snow all the way from Kansas back into areas like southwestern Ohio, and our severe weather threat will also start to build around this time. Now, again, I think one of the most impactful things about this storm that not a lot of people are talking about actually is going to be that ice threat. We can see we've got a big band of ice stretching from parts of southeast Kansas back into northeastern Tennessee, and that is going to make travel conditions very dangerous to impossible even, and potentially knock out power and knock over tree limbs as well. So make sure that you are looking out for that. By Monday night into, by Sunday night into Monday morning here, we are dealing with that, but now over portions of the eastern Ohio Valley areas like southern Indiana, southern Ohio could be dealing with significant ice. Whenever you get into the central portions of the states, it is mostly going to be snow, and then eventually by Tuesday morning, that system finally sweeps out of here. Now, the GFS has kind of held back a little bit on the snowfall totals this run, but we're still talking about a good 1.5 for sections of southwest Illinois and southeastern Missouri in localized regions, and again, a foot of snow anywhere from southeastern Ohio back into northeastern Kansas. So, if you don't know, the GFS recently has been painting a little bit more of an aggressive picture, challenging some areas, potentially getting up to 2 feet of snow. This run, it hasn't quite been doing that, so we'll see what happens at the 18Z, but for right now, things are looking like the snow totals are still going to be very significant and record-breaking even, potentially, but not nearly as much as we may have originally been expecting. Now, the European model here likes a similar idea to the GFS, as in this will start to develop here kind of Saturday night, and then by Sunday evening, we're going to be dealing with a big-time ice storm here again across parts of Kansas and Missouri. This will continue to push eastward, bringing very heavy snow to parts of Kansas and Missouri by Sunday morning. And by Sunday afternoon, again, that severe weather threat really starts to get going there across portions of Arkansas, Louisiana, and Texas. And then that ice storm kind of rides a little bit further south, according to the Euro, than the GFS, kind of accounting a big-time ice storm for parts of Kentucky and southern Illinois there. And this will continue to push eastward, and again, kind of by Tuesday morning-ish, we'll have this system fully on its way out of here. Now, the Canadian model has a very interesting picture of this as well. This is Sunday evening. We're still dealing with a big-time ice storm in Kansas, and by the time that we get into Saturday evening, rather, but by the Sunday morning, we have this big stretch of ice here going all the way from portions of northwest Tennessee back into central Kansas there, and again, that would rack up those ice totals and make travel very dangerous to impossible even in some portions of the United States. Again, we may even see ice storm warnings get issued for those areas. We'll have to wait and see about that, though. Again, this kind of continues to shift eastward here, eventually making its way out of the United States by, again, kind of Monday night, Tuesday morning-ish. So this is what the Canadian model likes for snow totals, all right? Not nearly as significant as the GFS by any stretch of the imagination. Around a foot of snow around the Kansas City region, a good stretch of half a foot of snow anywhere from parts of the Mid-Atlantic region back over into Kansas. But you can see those, like, areas that are we were expecting to see, a foot and a half on the GFS. They're just not there on the Canadian model, and they really haven't been the entire time. But the Canadian model is kind of known for underdoing these big time winter storms, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But this is kind of what things could end up looking like if this event were to kind of... Now, here are the probabilities of certain snow amounts across portions of central Illinois, the area where we are expecting the heaviest bands of snow to fall over. So we can see that most of central Illinois here, and really the entire state of Illinois, is going to have a good chance to see 6 inches or more snow. If you're back here towards like Springfield, anywhere like Taylorville, Litchfield, even down to St. Louis, I think that you've got the greatest chance to see the most snow out of this entire event. Again, the National Weather Service here likes about a 90% chance of you seeing more than half a foot of snow, which is already a big-time winter storm for this area. So that is going to be a big deal, considering there's a 90 to 95% chance that we see more than that, and the chance of a foot of snow or more is still over 50% in that area, which is absolutely insane. Again, areas like Springfield, Illinois, back into parts of northeastern and east central Missouri down towards St. Louis are probably going to have the most significant totals from this event, in my opinion. The ice potential mainly stays south of Interstate 70 here. Again, we're going to be talking about a big-time ice threat a little bit further down to the south. We could be talking about a good few tenths of an inch down into parts of western Kentucky and northwest Tennessee, but that'll be something that we break down in our next forecast for this storm. So, finally, taking a look at the watches, warnings, and advisories for this system here. We can see we've got winter storm watches still stretching all the way from Ohio back into Kansas, but now we've got ourselves winter storm warnings for portions of west central Kansas here, those little pink boxes, and those will continue to push eastward as the storm gets closer and closer to arriving. By the end of today, it's very possible that we could end up having winter storm warnings all the way back into Ohio. Now remember, winter storm warnings mean that winter storm conditions are possible in the warning area within the next 48 hours, so while snow is not going to start falling in Kansas today, it very much likely will tomorrow or into Sunday even. So that's going to be it for this video. If you guys did enjoy, please be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you all for tuning in. I am going to be getting some of the most significant snow totals from this entire event, most likely, and I'm very excited for that. And we will be doing a full documentation on that event live as it happens. All right, we're going to be covering severe weather as well, but I'm also going to be getting some incredible snow footage for you guys, the likes of which this area of the United States has never seen before, potentially. So, again, make sure to subscribe with notifications on if you want to see when that comes out. But that's all I've got for you guys today. So, again, thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.